Chris here from Serene Education with the 4 majors analysis for this morning, the 30th of April. Let's have a look at the 4 majors, starting with Euro against US dollar. I have in front of me the daily on my FX8 Ultimate template. And what do we have? Mixed signals. We have blue, currently a blue. We had a red just recently. However, the one thing to notice is we have a lot of consolidation here, and to go with that, we have all our moving averages, the institution, the 20 and the 50 all together quite close. However, you can see quite clearly that we have a fib retracement in the shape of the 38.2 above price. So we need to be aware of that. Price has been very consolidated over this area, and we have to take that into note because recently we had a tweezer top of this area and price reverted to the downside. And we are looking to the upside at the moment now. You can see if I just zoom in here, we are seeing higher highs. So intraday, we should be looking for that momentum to kick on, but just be aware that we have the 38.2 above price. So ideally for all you guys looking for upside momentum, the pure fact that we have the 38.2 above price is one of concern. Ideally, we'd like to be above that area. You can see there's been quite a lot of consolidation as we've headed into this 38.2 mark here. So ideally, to look for further upside movement, preferably want to be on the other side of the 38.2 fib retracement here that we've seen on our weekly. So we're looking for a price to close above that 13.15 mark, and then once we're up there, we want to see a nice consolidative candle so we can see price building on that. You can see quite clearly recently we had a bull move to the upside, close higher, but the second candle, the following candle, we wanted to see price now finding support above it. It failed to do that and therefore failed to continue to the upside. So as you see now, price is consolidating at the underside of 38.2. We're getting mixed feelings. You can see quite clearly intraday, a lot of negativity on this particular price. The institution is pretty much governing support on most levels. However, the weekly, the institution is still above price, and our 5-minute we're still on. But the RMO preferably is still looking positive on all the charts at the moment now. So sentiment still looking upside intraday. So we want to see that momentum intraday. Let's have a look and see how far we have. Got a buy signal on the Euro 4 hour. You can see we have a blue candle, blue arrow, blue candles, all the moving averages below price, which is fantastic. However, you can see price is now consolidating just above this consolidative range. So there we go, trading above the prior resistance here over the past couple of days and consolidating. So as long as she maintains above this layer, then we should be looking to see if price can target to the upside. Ideally, we're looking at another 70 odd pips to that level. But as I mentioned to you before, because we're trading quite close to this level, you're going to find it very, very hesitant. Our MACD and our RMO are all above zero. However, our MACD is looking negative at the moment now because it's consolidative. You want to see green bars to tell you that it's buying sentiment coming through. RMO also making lower highs. So very, very important that price, the RMO is making higher highs to confirm that sentiment is moving higher. So you can see intraday, we want to see that bull candle. That bull candle will start making all this at the bottom here blue, and therefore we can start buying into that 38.2. Failure to see that, and we see a bearish engulfing candle here, we should see everything inside remain red, and most importantly, our R squared needs to be with us, so the sentiment we know is genuine. 5 minutes is genuine selling. However, all the other time frames is looking, bar the 4 hour, is looking negative at the moment. So want to see a confirmation candle either side. We are trading above a prior resistance level intraday, and we're above all the moving averages. So let's see if we get that positive sentiment this morning to kick on back up towards or reattempt the 38.2 near term. On to sterling. Let's have a look at this particular pair on the daily. Quick look at the chart at the bottom left. What do we have? Very mixed signals as well. A lot of selling, negativity on the monthly. Weekly is also looking quite indecisive. The daily, bar the moving average, is looking one of positiveness. We can target the daily institution moving average as our target. You can see price has been falling since January, and then we bottomed out here at 1485, and price has now bounced back to the upside. 15300 is a major support and resistance level for this particular pair. We know that because it's been a major support for price since 2010. We saw a break of it recently. However, the consolidation has taken us back up above that level again, and as long as she maintains above 15300, then we should be looking one of buying. The RMO has made its way over to the zero line, and our MACD is clearly above the zero, which is great. Before the RMO was negative, you can see quite clearly we were in a negative trend. Since then, we had some little trends to the upside on those, and the RMO was positive. So the RMO is really, really great for looking for trend direction, and you can see now that we've broken above the 15300 mark, we're seeing the RMO above the zero, the MACD is above the zero, which is great. So intraday, we want to see price now consolidating, one of consolidativeness. So we had the break, we want to see some sort of consolidation pullback, and then we want to see a continuation higher. So I've taken a fib retracement from the all-time high we saw recently in January to the current low, and you can see my 23, my 38, my 50, 61, which is back towards the institution, 78.6, and then back up to the zero line. In between this, you see this red line over here. That's my monthly 23.6 fib retracement, which is just shy of the 15,300 mark. So clearly that's where a major consolidation area was. So trading above it all. So intraday, we want to see that sentiment to the upside. Getting very mixed signals, a lot of selling, and that should also be indicative on our intraday charts. You can see single highs, fantastic. The moving averages all in order on my 4-hour time frame, which is good because it's telling us positive. You can see my prior daily fib retracement, 38.2 was prior resistance. We saw the breakout, the pullback, and then the continuation higher. It's failing to make any higher highs just recently. RMO has dropped off, and the MACD is below the zero line, so we're seeing a bit of consolidation now on this time frame in particular. As long as it maintains still above the 15,300, we should be looking one for long-term sentiment to the upside. So look for buying sentiments when we see support being forged and we start seeing a lot of blue on our intraday time frames. And then we want to see what we can do is wait for that consolidation above this area here, primarily around the 38.2, and then we should be looking for the kick to the upside. So as it stands at the moment now, I've got another 62 minutes, just over an hour to wait for the 4-hour candle close. If it is bearish, then I should be looking intraday to the downside. Hourly charts, let's have a look and see what's happening on the hourly time frame. There we go. I've got another 2 minutes to wait here. You can see there's been a consolidative range. So as long as price maintains above this level here, you can see quite clearly a lot of support being forged near term at this level through the Asian session in particular. So as long as you can maintain above there, then we want to see a nice bullish engulfing candle. If we do get that, then we should be looking for price to bounce higher, and if in that case looking to the upside back towards the prior highs here, which is roughly where price is trading right now, back up towards, you're looking at 60 odd pips. So there's still a lot of there's still a lot of upside target space here. We just got to see a confirmation positive candle above here. Failure to find support above these levels here, especially on the hour and the 4-hour candle, get a bearish engulfing candle, we should be looking long near term back towards the 38.2 as our target. Ultimately get below that, then back to the institution, which will bring us back towards those levels around the 15,300 near term. On to the US dollar Swiss franc on the daily. Let's have a look and see what's been happening. So let's go to the point down the bottom here. You can quite clearly see monthly looking negative, bar the MACD. Weekly also looking indecisive. Both occasions the institution is below price, so telling you we should be looking for negative sentiment on the long term. Daily positive. Quite clearly see it's playing at the moment now with the daily 200 period moving average, and it's also just above the 23.6 fib retracement area that we've seen on our weekly time frame for this particular pair. So that's the all-time low in 2011 to the current high here through 2012, and you can see the 23.6. This red line over here constitutes to our monthly fib ratio. So price is trading below the monthly 23.6, which is one of negativity. Intraday, you can see the 5 minutes all looking positive at the moment now. However, we have a red arrow, and on our daily, the RMO is above the zero line, and our MACD is still above. So it's telling us to buy, and as long as we're above the institution, then obviously that's going to concur, because if we're looking to sell intraday, it'll go into the institution moving average, and we have the 23.6 here. So there's a lot of support here near term, or consolidative support here below price. So at the moment now, if we're looking for we should be looking for buying opportunities. You can see price is quite mixed. Price actually fell to break above the current highs recently through most of March. You see a lot of resistance highs here, and price broke to the downside. We had a tweezer bottom just recently, like we had on the tweezer top on our euro recently at a fib area, and in this case we saw buying sentiment coming through near term. However, it's failed to break above this current high. So if we're making higher swings, which you can quite clearly see on a daily we have doing, all-time low here, and then we had a swing high when we had this tweezer bottom. We want to see price moving higher, and it's trading above the institution. So at the moment now, I haven't taken a trade on US dollar Swiss franc, primarily because we're trading in this consolidative range. There's a lot of hesitation intraday and no clear real momentum drive to the upside. So at the moment we've got a red arrow, but my candle's still blue, and my RMO and my MACD are still above the zero line. So it's telling me, it's giving me mixed signals at the moment. It's just telling you, heads up, Chris, we could see a potential change in market sentiment. However, it's still above the most important, which is the institution. It's still above the 23.6 fib retracement area from our daily, our weekly chart. So it's still looking positive to me. It's just consolidated because we haven't broken above this high here. So we want to see one of two things. We either want to see a bullish engulfing candle confirming that price sentiment is still looking upside because we're above all this stuff over here, which is telling us it's positive, or we want to see a break of this 23.6 fib retracing the area near term to tell us this is definitely negative, and then we could target potentially back towards these current support and resistance levels, lows here that we saw once we broke below the 23.6 recently in November, December, and the first part of January of last year. So very, very important. I mean, break of the 23.6, you're looking at roughly 150 odd pips to the downside. Sorry, 180 odd pips to the downside. And we get a consolidative candle here in and around where price is trading now from the institution back up towards these current highs here that we saw recently. You're looking in excess of 200 pips. Give away a couple to the market. So there's an excess of more than 190, 180 odd pips to the upside. So we want to get a decision. At the moment now, it's very speculative. Do you want to trade speculative trading intraday? It's entirely your choice. We have a buy signal on the 4-hour time frame for this particular time for the setup. The 4-hour all looking negative down near term. RMO below, MACD below, everything moving over below, above price acting as resistance. We had a current resistance there at the top, so it's looking negative intraday. However, we want to see our RMO. If you're trading on the 4-hour time frame, you want to see the RMO making lower lows, and you want to see the MACD complementing that. At the moment now, you can see the MACD is pulling back, and the RMO is making higher lows at the moment. These histograms need to be making longer ones compared to the prior ones in order to tell you it's strong, in this case, strong negative sentiment. MACD the same. You want it to be bright red to tell you the sentiment's looking wrong. And then you also want to see your R squared, which is telling us at the moment now it's looking positive. The sentiment we've got is looking positive negative because of the fact that we've got to have that strength in the direction of whichever time frame it's trading. So if we're looking at here, it's all selling. The R squared has to be positive because it's telling us it's positive selling sentiment. Okay, so we do have sentiment with us. Trading below the RMO, MACD's below the zero line. Okay, so what we see now at the moment now is potentially, if you wanted to, looking at your intraday chart frames of here, take the current low to the current high, and you can see the 23.6 to 38 has been breached. So if price now intraday, this is the way I look at it. If price now intraday looks at resistance here at the underside of 38.2, then we should see price kicking back towards a 50, back towards 61.8, back towards 78.6, and back to the 0.9. Okay, so if this is genuine sentiment, we want negative sentiment, we want to see price now consolidating at the underside of 38.2 in and around this area here, at the underside of the institution moving average intraday. Do get that. Start looking for all the sentiment here, your 550 and everything to complement that, and then we should be looking for shorting opportunities to the downside. Last pair of the day is US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's have a look at the daily. You can see that price is now attempting a fib retracement area here in the 50%, in the shape of the 50% line, which is our monthly fib. Major consolidation through here on the daily. We've had a couple of weeks sitting at this area here at the 99, just short of the 100 mark. And the RMO has told us price has been in a great trend to the upside. However, these highs are starting to get lower now as we've headed higher into these price support and resistance levels. So telling us that prices, the sentiment's starting to wane now. There's less buyers and there's more sellers as we head into this consolidative range. So what we want to see now is the RMO to remain above the zero line on our daily, however, to start making higher highs. Okay, each histogram needs to be making higher ones, and our MACD needs to be in favor with that. At the moment now, you can see the MACD is below the zero line and very much red, so we are seeing selling sentiment. The RMO still is above the zero, so you should be quite hesitant or quite aware that we are seeing just pullbacks against the major trend. In this case, you can quite clearly see we've been in a long extended trend to the upside against the yen, and we've got to be very aware of that. So at the moment now, on the daily, very indecisive, very small candles with a lot of wick telling you there's indecision. And if we continue to see that and we see negativity here, then we should be targeting prior resistance highs here near term. So 96.243 would be a first target back towards a 50 period moving average on our daily. And then get below that, then we're heading back towards the prior monthly fib retracement here in the shape of the 38.2 mark, which happens to be just below the 94 mark, which happens to be a major support and resistance level. a lot of consolidation here, near term breakout, pullback, and then the continuation. So if we fail here and we start seeing a lot of negativity intraday, you can see quite clearly our long term is still looking positive. However, intraday is looking very negative at the moment. So as long as that continues, then we should be looking for selling sentiment to follow suit intraday. So look at our 4-hour time frame, for example. What's a 4-hour telling us? Our institution moving average is still below price. So if it continues to fall here in this consolidative range, we're looking at roughly 80 odd pips to the downside. Take away the spread, so you're looking at 75 pips thereabouts. Clear profit to the downside towards this institution moving average. That'll be our first target. RMO is below the 0 line. MACD is 0. So not getting that sentiment, and that just concurs because we're moving sideways. MACD works really, really well in trends, telling you there's loads, you're getting that sentiment for trends. Like over here, for example, above the RMO, sorry, the RMO is above 0, MACD is above, and you can see quite clearly moving higher. So got to wait for a break of this consolidation here on the US dollar, Japanese yen, roughly around the 96. Where it's trading right now, below 98.50, and then look to target the downside as we head towards that institution moving average. The hourly, what do we have on the hourly? Let's have a look. So consolidative, making high low swings. So if price is negative, you can see all the moving averages above price. RMO is moving sideways. You can see, price moving sideways, hence the reason why RMO is moving back to the 0 line. So as it stands at the moment now, let me get rid of the horizontal line. MACD also going or working back towards the 0 line over here. You can quite clearly see on the hourly we have a red arrow, candles all red, RMO is below the 0 line, and our MACD is just below that. So what we want to see now is the RMO to be making lower histogram lows. Okay, so the next one needs to be lower than the prior one to tell us the sentiment is looking negative again. MACD needs to jump below the 0 line, and then we look to see if we can target, as I mentioned, back towards that institution moving average, which is 70 pips down to where price is trading right now. So we're looking at roughly around the 96, so just short of this major support and resistance level here at 96.24 intraday. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic trading day. Be aware, we are going into the first week of a new month. Okay, this Friday is the first Friday of May, and hence the reason why we're going to potentially see non-farm payroll results. So Wednesday, Thursday, start getting a lot of news. Wednesday we have a lot of bank holidays for the for Europe. Swiss franc, the Swiss on bank holiday, the French bank holiday, German bank holiday. So there's not going to be a lot of liquidity on Wednesday in the markets, especially for the Eurozone. But we do have a lot of announcements for sterling in particular, and then the US ADP unemployment figures. We have crude oil inventories, which is also a major one. The FOMC statement for the US market, very, very important one. And then we have Thursday, we go into the minimum bid rates or the interest rates announcements for both Europe, sterling, and we have the unemployment claims for the US market. And then on Friday, we have a big one for the US data. It's the non-farm unemployment change, unemployment figures. We have a lot of factory orders, month-to-month figures, the non-manufacturing PMI results for the US market. So there's a lot of news, guys, end of this week. So be aware of it. Okay, Wednesday, tomorrow, could be quite stagnant, primarily because the Europe is having a bank holiday. So we're not going to see as much liquidity as we tend to see on a daily basis for the Eurozone. So it could be quite non-directional. The start of Wednesday morning here on the Eurozone, but we still got the US market that's open in the afternoon, and we have a lot of news out there awaiting us on Wednesday afternoon for the US market. So a lot of news this week, guys. Be aware of it. Be very, very vigilant. Other than that, if you are using this particular template or any of the Serene Education templates, please follow it up or back it up with sound money management rules. Very, very important. Keep it simple. And if you want any further information regarding this particular template, please give us send us an email at info@sereneeducation.com, and we'll send you more details on what you need to do in order to get this particular template. Other than that, have a fantastic trading day, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Until then, you guys trade serenely.